Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's MTPredictor video, I'd like to look at how the USE minis unfolded yesterday, which was February the 25th. I want to start with the NQ because quite honestly it was an absolutely fantastic day here. So I want to go through some of the setups we had here and just show you how also the advanced trader could have had more confidence in these as well. Standard traders would have been taking these sell setups because their STF was black, then this one because the STF was red. If I have a look at the large degree trend on the 15-minute charts, there wasn't anything particular on the 15-minute charts to help us. So basically the 15-minute trend was pretty much unclear, so therefore we'd probably be working just off the STF color. So to start with, for standard traders, what would we have done here? Well, we'd had a sell setup here that would have been a -1R loss, could have been a stopped out. A sell setup here that again would have been well, actually no, this wouldn't have been excuse me, this probably wouldn't have been triggered, because if we look at it, it looks like the bar opened, then went up and would have invalidated our stop trigger before going in and making the entry. So this one, even though there was a history triangle there, probably would not have been filled in real life, so this probably wouldn't have been taken. We then had another sell setup here that would have actually come in at the very high of the day. We also had a TS1 sell setup here that also was in the correct STF color. So I want to go through and look at this with a bit more of advanced eyes and see how we can have got more confidence in some of these setups. Well, the first thing that we teach is that if you have a swing into a high or low, here's the low of the day, here's the swing that came down into the low, we go back to the pivot at the start of the swing, right mouse click and place our decision point on that. This is an area where the market will often go to before making a reversal. And as you can see, this caught this high very nicely indeed. But the important point is that these DPs are leading indicators. They are on the chart in advance. So as the NQ was rallying up here, you would have been anticipating a potential reversal in this area. We've already discussed the first setup there with the history triangle. So, do excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough at the moment. So when this second setup here came in, this TS4 sell, you'd have had a high confidence to be taking this setup. Down here at the first main target would have been a lovely huge 9.9R profit, but as you can see, the market didn't reach that. So would there have been another slightly closer target that we could have used, bearing in mind this was a very long target, a very long way away? Well, there is. Just as I said that this was the last swing down to the low, this wave C swing here is the last swing into the high. Therefore, if we go back to the wave B low and we place a DP on from here, this is what we teach of an area of where a market is likely to make a reversal as well. If I slide this across, you can see that this actually caught this low very nicely. If we drag the risk reward up and have a look at what the risk reward would have been at that particular area, it would have been approximately 6.8R, or in other words 6.8 times the initial risk. A very good profit to want to possibly lock in. Remember, we use correct position sizing to vary the number of contracts, lots or shares to keep our initial risk small and under control. So at this first minor target, you'd had a very nice profit. And remember, that would have all been set up because of our confidence in this TS4 sell, because it was at that DP resistance. So what did we make of this TS1 sell here? Well, for advanced traders, we could have added or pyramided to our existing position. So remember, plus 6.8R profit on our first trade into this DP target. So if we place the analysis on here, there's our TS1 sell. Rather than coming out at this first target here, you'd have probably used the higher target, or the higher target off that TS4 wave below, which was there. So therefore you could have added, or the more advanced traders among you could have added another 6R. So that would have approximately been 12R profit for the day. Very nice trading. Would there have been anything else going into this TS1 sell here that would have actually given us a bit more confidence? Well, let's just take the analysis off. Let's just clear everything off to start with. I'll put that back, that level back, and that level back. Right, well if we look at this decline, this initial decline off here, and I right mouse click here and I do Elliott wave minor, you can see that this is a 5-wave sequence. We also know that after a completed 5-wave sequence you tend to get a reversal at the DP from the prior wave 4, which is that level there. We can't take that off the minor swings because DPs only work off intermediate swings. But what we can do is go down to the 1 minute chart, scroll back. Here's our 5-wave sequence down here. There it is, our lovely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's take the DP off the wave 4. There's the wave 4 there. We slide that across. Remember, that is the area on the chart in advance where the market is likely to go to make a reversal. Let's go back to the 3 minute chart and just look where that DP came in, right at where our TS1 sell came in as well. So that would have given you higher confidence that actually this TS1 sell was also a good one to take because it fitted in with the minor pattern. And as we've seen already, the profit on that one at the DP target down there would have been a nice 6R profit. So all in all, the tools in MTPredictor would have allowed you to anticipate in advance this particular high, would have given you the sell setup, which actually was coming off the high of the day, which is a lovely place to trade, would have given you an area of where you anticipated the first minor target, which is where the market reversed beautifully, and also given you added confidence in the minor pattern to add or pyramid your position at this TS1 sell setup here. These are the kind of tools that once you become more experienced with the software can allow you to make trades like this. So all in all, a very good day on the NQ. I have to also say for completeness that if you were looking at the ES, there would have been a valid buy setup here. If you'd had taken this buy setup, this would have been stopped out from -1R loss. It's always important to include losses in any look at the markets because losses can and do happen. All professional traders know this, but again, because we use correct position sizing, this loss would have only been -1R. And as we've already seen, there was a potential +12R profit on the NQ. Let's look at the YM. Oh, here's my analysis I've done on the YM already. And just take this off so we can do this again. There's our last swing into the low. We place the DP off that pivot. That gives us an area of where we anticipate a high coming in. And as you can see, as with the NQ, that caught that nicely. There was a first bite at that high here. Again, correct position sizing keeps the initial risk small. In other words, when we were stopped out for a loss, a losing trade, that was only 1R or 1 risk unit. It then came in and made a second attempt at the TS4 sell there, which actually got you short from the high of the day. Just as we did with the NQ, we come down to the wave B low. We place the DP off here, and this gave us an area of where the market was likely to make a minor reversal. And as you can see, that caught that low absolutely beautifully, and on the YM, that would have been a potential 6R profit. But you see how MTPredictor allows you to keep the losses small. So if you made a losing trade there, it would have been 1 risk unit, but this profit down here would have been plus 6.5 or 6 times greater than the loss. That is the key to successful trading, keeping your losses small and having your profits large. So I think a very, very, very good day for MTPredictor yesterday, where we had a lovely TS4 sell that actually got you short from, well, that was the bar of the high of the day. If I place the session breaks on, you can see that was the high of the day there to get a lovely short trade down there. But the star of the show was the NQ, particularly how we came into this TS4 sell, particularly how it was at DP resistance. Remember, that was on your chart before the market even got there, so you're anticipating that a reversal or a high was going to be made in that area. Then I love the minor 5-wave pattern down here, up into the DP from the prior wave 4. All these kind of things are the tendencies we teach again and again and again in our MTPredictor training webinars. That would have given you high confidence in that TS1 sell, down into the DP target from the prior wave below for a 6R profit off that TS1 sell. Add that to the 6R or 6.8R profit on the short trade from that high there as well. And as you can see, a very, very good day for MTPredictor users yesterday.